All rise. Judge Vanderbeek Court is now in session. Case number JVB 1013, case of the Jacksons.
Thank you. You all may be seated. Okay. Ms. Jackson,
Yes,
you brought this case before the court.
I did.
Okay, what's
So-
going on?
So, James and I split about a couple of years ago, and it's been pretty good. We've been splitting costs for our girl, but her last birthday was, she was 8 years old, and we had a great party. I planned it. It's been a lot of time, and it was about $1,500.
How, 8 years old?
Yes. Well, okay. She really likes, ice skating. So we rented out the ice skating rink, and then Tara Lipinski came and did a little routine for the girls. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, it did cost something, and James just refused to pay it.
The judge calls the court to order. Miss Jackson steps forward to present her case. She explains that she and James separated a couple of years ago and have been sharing custody and costs for their daughter. She reveals the issue. James refused to contribute to their daughter's $1,500 birthday party. The judge questions the cost and asks for clarification.
Whose idea was it? Wait. How much was the birthday party?
But $1,500.
Whose idea was it to have that expensive birthday party?
Tierney brought up the whole inspiration for it. So I just kind of, looked at what past birthday parties we had gone to, kind of the expectation was set at a certain level, and yeah, so I did ask James for certain input, and he did not give that, so I just took that as I have to parent up. So
So you want him to pay child support now?
Yes, I think this is kind of it's changing up the dynamics a little bit, that he wouldn't even pay for a little bit of her birthday party. So she's getting into ballet. There's recitals coming up. There are other things coming up. And I'm just nervous that she's going to see that imbalance in our relationship, and it's going to cost something.
But you're creating the imbalance. $1,500
Yeah.
for an 8-year-old birthday party?
That doesn't.
Miss Jackson defends the $1,500 party, saying it was inspired by Tara Linsky and other lavish events they've attended. She admits James didn't contribute or provide input, so she took charge. She expresses concern about future expenses, like ballet lessons, and worries about an imbalance in their co-parenting. The judge challenges her, calling the $1,500 party excessive and questioning her expectations. This section delves deeper into the emotional and financial stakes, highlighting Miss Jackson's perspective and the judge's skepticism. The tension rises as the judge questions her reasoning.
That doesn't sound. It sounds bad when you say it out of the context, but that's normal.
No, within the context, that is ridiculous.
That is normal.
No, it's not normal.
Susie had a birthday party that cost $2,000, so
You're trying to keep up with Susie?
Well, I didn't do $2,000. I could have done $2,000, and I think I kept it at a reasonable cost.
Wait a minute.
To meet Tara.
Pause. Can you speak some reason to me?
I would love to try, Your Honor. I am more than happy to help our daughter celebrate and live her life, but there comes a point where it's just, it's frivolous. It's opulent,
I agree.
I would have been fine going halfway down the middle of just like paying to have some kids to the skating rink, but we did not need Tara Lipinski there. I thought that you were joking when you said that, which is why I didn't respond.
I do not joke. And you know how...
Excuse me. Last time I checked, I was the judge. So I would like for the two of you to address me.
Thank you, Your Honor. Sorry.
You're welcome. You did not need Tara there.
Tierney really wanted her, though.
Yeah, but Tierney is not paying $1,500, is she? No, and it's absolutely ridiculous that you have the expectation of him to pay that when it was your idea. That is ridiculous. And you came to court today to ask me to do what exactly?
I just want in the future to make sure that there is a balance in our relationship.
I'm going to ask you again. What is it that you came to court to ask me to do?
I would like him to pay child support.
Well, I would like for you to not spend $1,500 on a birthday party. The 9-year-old, when she turns 9, no $1,500. When she turns 10,
Thank you.
no $1,500. I mean, that is absurd. And then you want him to pay you child support because he did not want to go in with you with this ridiculous amount of money you spent on a birthday party. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I'm not going to have him pay child support based on that. And you guys have been sharing custody. So I'm assuming when the child is with you, you cover the
Of course.
expenses for the child, right?
And it's usually really amicable. It usually works really well, but
James steps in, agreeing to support their daughter but calling the $1,500 party unnecessary. He says he would have been fine with a simpler celebration and didn't think a lavish party was necessary. The judge sides with James, calling the expense excessive and refusing to order child support based on it. Miss Jackson tries to justify the cost, but the judge shuts her down, emphasizing that such spending is her choice, not James' responsibility. This moment represents the core of the drama, with James offering a reasonable defense and the judge providing firm responses. The tension peaks as Miss Jackson's arguments fail to hold up.
Yourself in the hole with that $1,500 birthday party and is trying to recoup some of the money from it because you were trying to keep up with Susie paying $2,000, which is absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not going to do it. And I cannot believe you actually filed this in court and asked me to do it for those grounds. Yeah.
I see that there's no weird issue with this thing. Okay.
Well, it's just, I'm happy to help. I'm happy to step in and help our daughter pursue her interests. If she wants to do ballet, sure.
Ballet makes sense. Ballet is an activity.
Right.
If she chooses to do ballet in school, I mean, it's an educational activity as well. But I am not going to order anybody pay child support based on a $1,500 birthday party. And you guys share custody. Who pays health insurance?
We both do.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing you guys should be doing. Maintain your own individual health insurance, but no, he is not going to pay child support for that reason. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Is there anything further?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. Is there anything further from you?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. If there's nothing further, you both are dismissed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
The judge renders her decision with a firm and decisive tone. James will not be required to contribute to the birthday party expenses. She pauses, locking eyes with Miss Jackson, and continues, "While it's understandable to want to give your child a special celebration, lavish spending is a personal choice, not an obligation. Co-parents must prioritize responsible decision-making and compromise." With the ruling made, the judge dismisses both parties, bringing the proceedings to a close. Miss Jackson defends the $1,500 party, saying it was inspired by Tara Linsky and other lavish events they've attended. She admits James didn't contribute or provide input, so she took charge. She expresses concern about future expenses, like ballet lessons, and worries about an imbalance in their co-parenting. The judge challenges her, calling the $1,500 party excessive and questioning her expectations. This section delves deeper into the emotional and financial stakes, highlighting Miss Jackson's perspective and the judge's skepticism. The tension rises as the judge questions her reasoning. The judge calls the court to order. Miss Jackson steps forward to present her case. She explains that she and James separated a couple of years ago and have been sharing custody and costs for their daughter. She reveals the issue. James refused to contribute to their daughter's $1,500 birthday party. The judge questions the cost and asks for clarification.